Do you think squirrels know if you've killed one of their own? So my lipstick is messed up and it looks like I have a red mustache, pero like that's okay. No, it's not. Hello everyone, welcome to Lindsay's forehead, where my forehead will be broadcasting throughout the entire show. Video, sorry. My dog is currently next to me, sleeping. Say hello, Maximus. Say hello. Oh, you got an eye boogie. Oh, there you go. Oh no. I got it. Did I get it? Yes, I did. If you don't clean your dog's eye boogers, what are you doing with your life? I mean, come on. They can't do it by themselves. You have to take it out for them. Okay, so the reason for this video is because I'm so excited for what's coming up this year. We're starting to do a lot in our church youth. We're starting to come up with a lot of plans for this event. I'm gonna put a link below in our promotional video for the youth event. Our friend Juice, or as everyone in the normal world calls him, Hugo. I call him Juice because the way his name is spelled in Spanish is H-U-G-O, and when you pronounce it in English is Hugo, and Hugo in Spanish is Juice. Therefore, I call him Juice. Pero like, anyways, we're getting super excited. The time is up. It's in August, and I've had a lot of videos of our meeting times and of us doing this and of us doing that, going out, doing promotions, selling tickets. The tickets are already on sale. You could check them out in our church website, which I will also put down in the link below so you guys can check them out. This red lipstick really accentuates my crooked teeth at the bottom. Anyways. But yeah, that's one part. The second part as to why I also wanted to do this. My Sarah. Dun dun dun. Hello, Mr. Macamish. Hello. I've noticed a lot lately, our generation, and I'm including myself in this because I've done this also. We're not as respectful. You guys can probably hear him licking, but we are not as respectful as we used to be with elders at all. We're not respectful with those around us. We just, you know, like we carry that spirit where like no one can talk to me and I know more than you and I'm better than you and all that stuff. And whether if you know more or not than someone, if they are at a higher level than you, they're still in authority. Just like my dad has reminded me, he says you can know more than a teacher. He goes, but if you are in that teacher's class, they still have authority over you. And it's true because they were placed there. But I just want to talk about disrespectful offsprings, because like I've been a disrespectful offspring before, towards my parents and towards other adults around me, and I've asked them for forgiveness because during our 3 days of transformation for youth, for our youth in our church, I was confronted a lot about what it is that I've been doing wrong as a daughter and what I've been doing wrong as a child of our Lord Jesus Christ, and what I've been doing wrong as a human being in general. And I noticed that there's a lot that I really do have to change.
Physically, spiritually, and like mentally, and like psychologically.
there's a lot that I do have to better myself in. Oh my god, my hair's stuck in my earrings. There you go. There's a lot that I do have to better in. There's a lot that I do have to confront and that I do, you know, have to make better of myself. So let's get started. It looks like it has a separate face. I am so big. My head looks like a potato. Okay, let's get started. Do you got lipstick on my teeth? I need to get my teeth whitened. Pero like, empecemos. If you disrespect your parents so much, why are you still in the house? Actually, if you live rent-free, if your parents pay for your food, if your parents do all this other stuff, why disrespect them? Why not give them love, you know? Like, if your parents are willing to sacrifice so much of their time and so much of their money on making sure that you get to a better place, look, if your parents have come from another country just so you live better, you gotta thank them for that. You gotta honor your parents in anything that you do. I was watching, my sister and my mom sent me a video from a preacher named Itiel. I don't know his last name, but he's Spaniard. and he was talking about just honoring your parents, you know, like what you can do, the steps that you can take to honor your parents. And as I was like listening to this on my way to work, I started crying in the car because I was just like, there's so much that I'm doing wrong, and I want to be right all the time, and I want to just have the reason for everything that I do. And I realized, you know, that's not how it works. In the Bible, we see many times how God spoke to his people, how God always took out what was not there, and how he always advised them, how Jesus was so coordinated to his heart, and how he honored God in everything that he did. And even when his father abandoned him while he was in the cross, he still remained faithful, and he did not at one point feel regret for doing what he did. He was like, you know, I've been doing good, and he knew who he was doing it for. Now, if you're not Christian and you're watching this video, just know I am like Cristiana and stuff like that. Pero like, o sea, like, you know, I talk about the Bible and stuff because, you know, like the Bible has like a lot of truth to it, and I can relate to it a lot. And yeah, I'm not perfect. I cannot be perfect. I can try to aim for it. I can try to better myself in every single way possible. But one thing that I did have to learn, and one thing that I did really, really, really have to face on myself, was the fact that I've disrespected my parents so much, whether it be, you know, with the actions that I've taken, with the things that I said, because I have a tongue sin pelo. I will say things, especially when I'm mad, and I do with the intention to hurt or to provoke. I've been working on that a lot lately, on myself and with others. I've asked so many people for forgiveness, because as I was watching Itiel preach, and I was in those 3 days of transformation, like I just felt like this heaviness in my heart, that there's so much that I'm doing wrong, that there's so much that I could have been doing better a long time ago. And I tried blaming my actions on the actions of other people towards me, and I took my anger on the wrong people, and I pushed away the people that were actually trying to help me out the most, which were my parents. If you felt like, ask yourself this. Ask yourself, if your parents were to be seeing you, or if your parents were to be in your point of view, seeing everything that you're doing, knowing everything that you're doing, do you really think that they would be proud of you? And I had to sit back and I had to ask myself that. It was hard. I bawled like a baby. Just let me tell you, I can watch scary movies, I can confront someone can confront me, but I will not cry. But the minute my parents tell me something, and they tell me that I need to better something. Like one time, my mom came into my room. This was recent. She came into my room and she's like, you know, she goes, "Tienes que arreglar tu corazón." Dude, I just started crying. And crying. And crying. And crying. And I was like, "I'm so sorry for everything that I've done to you." And like, I started crying, and like, it was just so bad. And like, like, it was like that. And oh crap, I lost my train of thought. Poop. Okay, this video is gonna be everywhere. I can already tell. I have so much in my head that I need to like take out and all that stuff, but it's taking forever. Oh yeah, dishonoring your parents. There we go. I've been the #1 example of what it is to not honor your parents in everything that you do. I would get in so much trouble in school. I would get in so much trouble at church. I would get in so much trouble going out with my friends. Like, we would always find trouble and stuff like that. And that's what made my parents lose their trust with me. That's what made my parents not want to trust me, even though they wanted to. And that's my fault. I can't blame them for the way that they feel, because I gave them those reasons to feel like that. I understood that because of me dishonoring my parents and everything that I did, I would also take it out on my brother and my sister, and I would make them feel some type of way, and with my words I would purposely hurt. I think that sometimes we do things because we want to bottle up, or we want to hide something that we don't want to tell anybody at all, because we don't want to relive those memories. When that happened, when I was, you know, finally having like this eye-opener inside of my life, I confessed to my parents, you know, internally what I was holding, what I was hiding, what I was so scared to face by myself. You know, when you have those memories that your brain purposely represses because it's too painful for you to remember, or it's simply protecting you because it doesn't want you, you know, to go through that same pain again. Well, that was what happened to me. My brain hid these memories that I did not want to face, and I did not want to, you know, take out into the world, because I guess when it happened, it was too painful for me, and I didn't want to, you know, relive it. And so I finally told them, and I finally explained to them what happened. Thank God I have my parents, because they're like, oh, I'm gonna start crying. Like, they're the most understanding people I've ever met. And even though I've gotten them mad so many times, even though I know I've disappointed them so many times, and I've embarrassed them so many times, and I've hurt them so many times, they have like this unconditional love to give out. And my eyes are already starting to water up, because, like, you know, but like they have like so much love that they give out into this world. And then reflecting back on like the way that God, it's starting. Reflecting back on like the things, reflecting back on the way that I treated them. Hold on, this is too cute. What are you doing there, Mr. Potato? Oh. Thinking back about all the things that I did and how I treated them, it just, I realized like there is so much that I do need to change, and that there's so much that I do need to better myself in. And so I sat down with them, and I just like asked them for forgiveness, and I just, you know, I told them, I was like, I want to be a better daughter. I really do. Even though there are times where I feel like I'm going back into my old ways, and I like quickly stop myself, and I'm like, you are better than this. And like I get back up and I do what I gotta do, and I tell myself like there's no way I'm going back. Like there's no way I'm going back to the way that I used to be, being bitter and mad all the time, because I was like, what happened to me when in my past is no longer gonna have a hold on me. It was honestly the best feeling ever, getting that weight off of my shoulders and getting that heaviness out of my body. That I felt so good, guys, that I've gained weight. Like I started eating so much because I'm like, I'm good now, and then like I started eating like crazy, and I've gained weight. And like and then like in the car I was like, Lindsay, if you want to honor your parents, man, you gotta start losing weight too, because you can't be this fat jiggleless thing walking. No. I was like, you can't be this fat thing walking around, and you know, so I was like, you gotta start losing weight. But it's so hard to lose weight when you don't try, you know. You see his ball. It's so hard losing weight when you don't. What are you doing? So yeah, my parents, the love that my parents carry with them is insane, and it's incredible, and they are examples that I do want to follow with my children if I, in the future, you know, if I decide to have actual human babies, or just with my dogs. I don't know, I think I might end up becoming a dog lady, so there's a future for you. But yeah, I can't imagine really what I would do without my parents. And it hurt my heart to reflect and to see how badly I treated them, how much disrespect I gave to them. And so, word of advice to you guys out there, honor your parents. It does not matter what they've done. It does not matter that the mistakes that they've made. Everyone here is human. No one was meant to be perfect. Or ever tell your parents that they're embarrassing, that you don't like being around them, because if it wasn't for them, I mean, you wouldn't be here. Duh. Honor your parents. It does not matter what they've done. Forgive them. Move forward. If you don't have a great relationship with your parents, honor them in any way that you can. Even if you don't live with them, even if they've kicked you out, even if you've never met them, just honor your parents. Honor your biological parents. Honor your adoptive parents. Just honor them. Give them that love and respect that they deserve, because one way or another they are here because you are here because of them. And I can't deal with disrespectful kids anymore, because I saw how disgusting it was for me seeing and wearing that. And then seeing these other kids do that to their parents. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, stop. Like, they're your parents. Now, there are some parents that let their kids treat them like that because they don't have like a backbone, and they don't want to like put their kids into place and stuff like that. My parents were never scared to put me in my place. You know, the chancla is very powerful till this day. Like, my parents were never scared to put me in my place because, I mean, I'm living in their house. I'm living rent free. The only reason why I'm not paying for rent is because I am going to school and paying for that by myself. My dad literally told me one time, he goes, you either go to school or you pay for rent. He goes, what do you want to do? And I was like, I'm gonna go to school. But looking at big bag, a bit back now, maybe I should have just paid rent. Just kidding. No, I'm glad I went to school. So, you know, I'm living here for free. They're giving me food and they're helping me. How did I go for so long so blind and disrespecting them and everything that I did and everything that I said and then the way that I carried myself in? It was a huge eye-opener. So ask yourself, are you really loving your parents like you say you do? Because it's one thing to love your parents on social media and it's another thing to say to them to their face. I cannot stand people,
Mama, tú eres like the best mom ever and blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada.
then in person, like, they don't talk to their mom or they disrespect their mom, which was me, because I'd be like, mommy, I love you so much, thank you for taking care of me. Then I see my mom be like, hey, and like I wouldn't tell her any of that to her face. So when I go off on people, it's because at some point I've seen it in myself. I've seen it in the way that I've done things. So I've been disrespectful. I've punched holes in walls before because I did not want to follow their rules and their orders. I've punched holes in walls, guys. Like, it's insane. Like, the strength that I carry, no, like the anger that I had, like I'd be like, ah, like, it's just like punch a hole. And like, I remember one time my dad was like, you're gonna fix it. I tried fixing it, but there's still a dent in the wall. So like, you walk, it's not that obvious, but like if you walk by, like literally goes shoot, and then like it comes like back out. But I try to fix it. I ain't a constructor or anything, but yes, I did try to fix it. So just honor your parents, love them all. You stop being disrespectful people. Stop being disrespectful offsprings. They are your parents. They love you with all their heart. So return the same love and character. Now I have to go and pick up my grandma. Bye.